We're hearing from yet another whistleblower, this time a nurse who worked at an ICE detention facility in Georgia. She is being supported by a number of organizations in this whistleblower complaint because she is claiming that women, of course, migrant women, are being pressured into, or at least lied to the point where they are having hysterectomies performed on them. Now, hysterectomies, it's a serious procedure. It essentially removes part of or the entire uterus, meaning that if a woman has this performed, she's unable to have children. And so based on what we're hearing from this nurse, Dawn Wooten, many of these women who don't even speak English in a lot of cases don't know what they're going in for. And then they go under, the surgery happens, and they find out that they've had a hysterectomy done. So several legal advocacy groups on Monday filed a whistleblower complaint on behalf of this nurse at an Immigration and Customs Enforcement Detention Center, documenting jarring medical neglect within the facility, including a refusal to test detainees for the novel coronavirus, and an exorbitant rate of hysterectomies being performed on immigrant women. Many of the immigrant women who underwent the procedure were reportedly confused when asked to explain why they had the surgery, with one detainee likening the treatment to prisoners in concentration camps. And by the way, that absolutely did happen in concentration camps. California and California's prison system has a pretty dark and brutal history of also sterilizing female prisoners. I mean, it's the kind of stuff that our government would claim they need to invade a country to get rid of, right? This kind of behavior. But this is the kind of stuff that we engage in right now against immigrants in these detention centers. But in the past, we've done it to our own people from this country who happen to end up in prison. So the nurse, Dawn Wooten, was employed at the Irwin County Detention Center in Georgia, which is operated by LaSalle Corrections, a private prison company. According to the nurse, ICDC consistently used a particular gynecologist outside of the facility who almost always opted to remove all or part of the uterus of his female detainee patients. She's quoted as saying, "Everybody he sees has a hysterectomy, just about everybody." She said, adding that everybody's uterus cannot be that bad. We've questioned among ourselves, like, goodness, he's taking everybody's stuff out. That's his specialty. He's the uterus collector. I know that's ugly. Is he collecting these things or something? Everybody he sees, he's taking all of their uteruses out, or he's taken the tubes out, their tubes out. What in the world? And so the corrections, like ICE officials are denying that this is happening, right? Customs and Border Enforcement are saying this is not happening. And they're saying that people shouldn't trust these anonymous leakers. Except, as you know, because I said her name, Dawn Wooten is blowing the whistle with her full name in the public. She is not an anonymous whistleblower. So I think, knowing what this administration is like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is happening. I actually genuinely think it is.
Hey, look, if this story happened in the past, honestly, I would have said, no way, that can't be true. So somebody's exaggerating, etc. So then I looked at the story after reading the headline, and I was like, wait, those are really legitimate legal advocacy groups. So they looked at the evidence and believed that it is true. And then I read the details. So she explains that one woman was given 3 different reasons why her uterus was being taken out, all completely different reasons. Whoa, wait a minute. And then they talk to the women, and the women say, I don't know why he took it out. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, what is happening? So is it now outside the bounds of reason to think that someone who has been led to believe that immigrants are a problem, that they're natural born criminals, would make sure that they don't reproduce? This is the America we apparently live in. And so, and in the old days, I would have half believed a government official. Now, look, first of all, even before Trump, after having covered the news for now a couple of decades, No, don't believe government officials. Look, you should look at the facts, but it's a fair assumption that the old line about trust but verify. Don't trust, verify like crazy, right? So in this case, you got to verify either way. That's go to the courts. Let's see what happens. Do they have real evidence? It's still possible that it's not exactly as they describe it because it's so unbelievable. But now under the Trump administration, I don't believe any of these guys. I mean, already I didn't believe government officials. Now we've seen them lie literally tens of thousands of times. And in this case, we already see a lie. Anonymous leakers. What's anonymous? She gave her name. Her name is right there. It's Wooten, right? So, and then the other thing is, guys, I mean, look, if Biden wins, maybe we'll get back to sanity and we'll have a real investigation of things like this. Although you know how Democrats are. Oh, we don't look backwards, we only look forwards. The minute we're in, we absolve Republicans of all the crimes they've ever committed, right? So I don't know if that'll happen. But if Trump wins, there's a certainty you'll never find out what actually happened. And if that guy's removing uteruses for whatever purpose he is, and it's wrong, and he didn't have a legitimate reason, you will not find out, and he will get away with it. And look, and again, I don't know for sure, and so don't make assumptions yet. But for God's sake, wouldn't it be amazing if we had a government that we could even trust a tiny bit to find out what's really true?
Every day conservatives in this country prove more and more just how disingenuous they are when they say that they believe in protecting life. They only care about that when it's in the context of punishing women for their sexual activity. But when it comes to really protecting life, when push comes to shove, don't really care about it at all.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.